I think global warming is so real. Like, hello, like on Halloween it snowed and today it's 70 degrees. I can walk around in my t-shirt and shorts. What's that all about?
Oh, great.
I think it's real.
No, I think global warming is, I think it's real. I think we need to do something about it too. Try and reduce the carbon intake that we have and reduce the gases that we release into the air.
My dad thinks it's fake because he thinks polar bears are fake.
It's an ongoing thing. We're not really going to do a whole lot. We're going to speed it up a little bit, but we really can't do anything. There's always been a hole in the ozone layer. It'll keep going.
Is that all one question?
Yep.
Because if you see the weather changes that are going on today, it's ridiculous. Like, take today for instance. It's November. What day is it?
It's November something. November 9th.
November 9th. It's supposed to be cold. Today was like a day in September, like the early week of September. So yeah, I think it is real.
I think it's real, but it's not global warming. It's global climate change.
It's probably real. It's probably not as bad as everyone says it is, but we probably do have an effect. I try to unplug things that, like my phone charger when I don't need it, my computer chargers and stuff like that. Use energy-saving light bulbs and stuff like that.
I like to let my Xbox run so the fan keeps running, so it runs cooler, so it uses less power. If the fans weren't running.
I take bags to the grocery store, little canvas bags, and they take 5 cents off per bag.
Ooh, okay.
It's worth it, and you're going green.
Alright, perfect.
No.
Alright.
I would like to, but it's hard to recycle here. There's no recycling bins.
I started already trying to change my habits of turning off the lights because I always used to leave them on.
It's iffy, probably no.
Yeah, when I get older and I have to start paying bills.
Yeah.
As
Perfect.
for now, since it's URI and I'm paying for it, I feel like I can do whatever I want.
Probably not, honestly.
Yes.
Cool.
Approximately 4 years ago, maybe 5, we did an entire, fairly large-scale home improvement project. And as part of that home improvement project, we installed the solar panel. What the solar panels do for us, it's actually what's called solar thermal,
Okay.
which heats the hot water, and it sends hot water running into a hot water tank. And we use that hot water for taking baths, taking showers. We don't use it, and it actually is used sometimes as well for heating our radiant floor. So the hot water is forced through the pipes underneath the floor, and that radiates the heat upwards. Been someone that believed in sustainability and energy efficiency, and these things typically have what we call a long payback period. For those people that are looking for an instant payback, it's probably not the best investment for you, but we were going to live in the house, we intend to live in the house until the day we die, so we figured even if it takes 15 years to pay back, it was a good investment for us. They do. So solar thermal panels, obviously they use the sun, and we know that the sun is the hottest in the summertime. So it's around 3 or 4 months of peak weather in the summer when we get the most out of it. In the wintertime, not too much, because the height of the sun, the angle of the sun, does not heat up the water that much.
Okay.
I was in Rhode Island, and students baselined their consumption and expenditure. So we looked at their monthly utility bills, like how much they spent every month and how much kilowatts of like electricity they use. We made a big report out of it and went to their town halls and gave them a presentation. So it was the first time, because they deal with the bills all the time, but they kind of just pay them and move along. So for them to actually see how much they were using and how much money they were like essentially wasting because they were inefficient, they started to perk up a little bit and we're like, okay, well, if we have the potential to save all this money, of course we're gonna, change our buildings around and like change our behaviors. So it was interesting to see them actually like be involved in it.
You'll notice that if people live on campus and they just do whatever they want, they're turning the thermostat up, they leave all their lights on when they leave, and then if they live off campus, they start actually paying the bills, and then their behavior totally changes. So how do you get people to care when it doesn't have to do directly with their money?
As part of that overall project that I mentioned 3 or 4 years ago, we also put in some cellulose insulation. If you've ever, trying to think of what I can relate this to, but cellulose is a product that's gotten fairly popular right now. You blow it into your walls and it comes out almost in a liquid and then hardens. I don't know what I can compare it to, but it's a very high rated insulator. That was one way. We replaced the windows. Windows are one of the highest sources of cold air infiltration. Replacing the windows, I think you're a beneficiary of that upstairs, has helped to keep the cold air out and the warm air out as well when you're trying to air condition your home. Yeah, it's sustainability as well. So we also have chickens in the backyard, and the nice thing about the chickens is that, yes, the obvious egg is a beneficiary, and it's an organic egg, but we also use the byproduct from the chickens, the waste, to sit for gardens as well.
Fertilizer.
The earth as a whole is growing exponentially, our population. And I think it doesn't take a wizard to tell you that we're going to run into some problems with trying to heat the homes of those 7 billion plus and growing population. So we really have to be smart about how we use the resources that we have here.
So this is the atrium, and it occupies the most space in this building. We've got, these are the teaching, this is the teaching wing, and this is the research wing over on that side. So basically if you look all the way up to the ceiling, up there, we have like that grid outline, and that's just to hide all the pipes, and it's nice reflective, so the lights reflect off of it and produce more light. And it allows for like easy maintenance, so you don't have to take apart like a whole part of the ceiling just to get to like a leaking pipe. So, like the sun coming in, that's passive, so you don't have to use any systems. And so that just lets you heat this area without actually having to use like a heating system. And so that's just no cost. And then same with the cooling. Just like during the winter when it gets really sunny, you know how if you sit next to like a window, it gets really hot. So that's just what it does too. So it's just.
Let's start the bathrooms. So basically, the thing about the bathrooms here, the main thing is that they have showers. So part of LEED certification is promoting sustainable behaviors. You get a certain amount of points for that and a certain level of certification. So when they have showers in the building on campus, it promotes people to walk to work or bike to work. So, and also they have dual flush toilets. So if you flush up, it uses less water than if you flush down. So you can think number 1 for up, number 2 for down.
So in every lab, the tabletops are lightly colored to reflect the light that comes in through the window. So if you were here earlier in the day, you'd see how bright the classrooms were even with the lights off.
So this building also has a green roof, which means it's partially covered in vegetation as well as a water permeable membrane. And it serves to filter rainwater coming in and filters out pollutants, and it also creates a habitat for animals in the area and also helps to insulate the building by adding mass.
Perfect.
Basically, this is a rain garden. It's a really pretty shot of it. You can see those drainage pipes, like parallel to each other, 1 and 2. Those connect from the gutters on top of the roof all the way down into the rain garden. And typically, it's not meant to be like a pretty garden with vegetation. It mostly has rocks, so the water that comes in from the rain will bounce off of the rocks in order to prevent flooding and to also absorb any toxins in the water. So that way, like I said before, this water system is completely set up to an aquifer on campus where we get our drinking water from. And by filtering those pollutants, we're making the water actually safe to drink.
I'd say that, you know, there's just so many ways that we can be sustainable. One of the principles that I believe in the most is keeping it simple.
Okay.
What we value in life, we have to keep our eye on what's really important, and it's not always about just getting as much money as we can.
Right.
So I think the American population, I think, is really addicted on consumerism. One of the things that if I could change overnight, I'd probably look for the American people to start being a little bit more conservative in how they use their resources.